Hey friends, how are you doing today? Svava Brooks here. If you're watching the replay, thank you for being here. My name is Svava Brooks. I'm abuse survivor coach, and I love to hang out with fellow survivor thrivers on the healing journey after trauma and abuse. And I am here today live on Periscope, broadcasting and chatting live on YouTube. Let's see, making sure, check. If you're here live, please say hello. Please let me know where you're from so I can greet you and welcome you. And again, who am I, right? If you're watching the replay, I am abuse survivor coach, like I mentioned. Hey, Lori. Hey, Rob. I missed you guys. I work with adult survivors of trauma and abuse in one-on-one sessions or in groups. I love to hang out with people in our groups, right? When we work together, this work is so much easier when we get to support one another. Hey, Sue, there you are. I missed you guys too. It was great to see that you, Sue, and Rob got to hang out. That just made my heart sing that you guys went for a hike together. Saw those pictures. Look like the weather was good. Very cool. Hey, Vicky. Hey, friend. Good to see you, friend. It was awesome. Yes, and of course, I love the tree hugging. Of course, that made me happy to see you guys are hugging our brothers and sisters out in the field. Because when I say we are all connected, that was Rob. Yes, I know. Didn't we see you hug a tree before, Sue? Rob, that's your task next time, to get Sue to hug a tree. Hike around my old stomping grounds with stories of arson and vandalism. Okay, but now you're hugging trees. Okay, so you're going back to make up for it. No, Sue, no hugging trees. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, my friends, you haven't lived until you've hugged a tree. And we can ask Nora about that. Well, and Lady Leo has tried that too, so. It is very, very sweet to lean up against the tree and put your arms around them and just thank them for staying rooted. You felt the power of the tree? That's it. That's it, Rob. That's it. Feel the power of it. Feel the power of being grounded. I think, you know, us humans, we think we're just here to travel on top of this planet, on top of Mother Earth, but we are actually way more connected than we realize, and we have access to grounding and support from Mother Earth that I think we're missing out on in many, many ways. So, but just like we're learning from trees, is that they're all connected. Their roots are all connected. They support one another. Just like we are, right, my friends? When we drop into our hearts, into the root, right? Into the root, where all our spark is, we're all connected. We're all connected. You are fully on board. Awesome, Rob. Awesome, because I'm going to need a few to lead us as we are going to be hugging some trees in April in Texas. I've already warmed up some of the trees there, so no worries, but there may be some people among us who will be hesitant to hug a tree. So Rob and Lady Leo, they will be leading the way for us. And Nora. Nora has now learned the magic of hugging trees. Yeah, I know. I can just see it. Sue is rolling her eyes at me. Nothing more natural. There you go. Hey guys, if I could stand up and hug a tree in the middle of a busy restaurant on the Riverwalk in San Antonio, then you guys don't have to worry about a thing being out somewhere where no one can see you. We won't tell anybody. Okay, whatever happens in Texas will stay in Texas, okay? Isn't that what they say about Texas? So what else is new and good before we dive in deep today? Day 28. What is new and good, my friends? Yep. After 2 margaritas, come on, Sue. There you go, Vicky. You hug those palm trees. I used to hug those palm trees when I lived in San Diego. So, but Sue, no, I don't need 2 margaritas to hug a tree. Don't need that. And I'll show you when we meet up in Texas. That's what I said. Well, before we go up to the retreat center, if that's what it takes, Sue, I'm willing to support you. If it takes you 2 margaritas, I'm there for you. Maybe I should do a margarita YouTube video. Well, my friends, I only did it for you guys. And I told Nora, what happens after 2 margaritas stays right between her and I. And of course, you guys. You guys are funny. Funny. Yep. We love you too, Rob. It just, I was flipping through Sue's pictures, and then when I saw a picture of you, Rob, it made my heart sing to see that the 2 of you got together and you got to hang out. So that made me so happy to see. So happy. So any other news? And you guys, just before I forget, you saw we're going to be here obviously today and Wednesday. So twice this week, today and Wednesday. Just wanted to put that out there. So I have a busy week here again this week. We both need a break. Right? Yes. Everybody needs a break. But this week, I'm also celebrating my daughter's birthday. Sabrina's turning 22 this week. And I'm doing an all-day training. I'm training facilitators for Darkness to Light this week. So busy, lots going on. But this is my favorite part of the week for sure, to be here with you guys. So are we ready? Thank you. I'll share the message with her. Yes, she is my Aquarius baby, my fairy princess, as I call her. She was born with those purple eyes, and she stared into my soul. We are certainly hardwired, the 2 of us. All I have to do is to think about her, or she will pop into my mind, and I'll pick up my phone, and then it rings, and there she is. So, all right, you want another video about veganism? But I need to get that video and put it up on YouTube if I haven't already. Thank you, Lori. Yes, need to link it up. My husband actually has been on a health kick. Of course, you know, most people in January start the year off, you know, figuring out what are they going to focus on this year in terms of health. And he just read a book. I should bring it and show it to you guys. I think I've taken pictures of it and put it up on Instagram perhaps, but the book is called How Not to Die. And it is this big, research based on food and how we can heal our bodies through food. The doctor that wrote it, he's not a vegan, but basically talks about plant-based, whole food, plant-based diets, and goes through basically, the science of the body and the science of food. And it's so my husband has been on a big kick since, and all we're eating is whole food, plant-based. We already were in some ways, but he's taking it to a whole nother level. So I'm getting a celery juice every morning. I am getting kale, massaged kale with squeezed lemon and sprouts. We make our own sprouts. So that's just, food is medicine. And that's, part of my breakfast routine. And then I also get my oatmeal, which I've been eating for over a year. Gluten-free oatmeal with flax seeds, ground flax seeds in them. And also I will put peanut butter because I want to make sure I get those healthy fats. And what else? He will cut up some nuts to put in there. Walnuts are really good for our brain. And let's see. I saw a guy cured out of type 2 diabetes because of vegan diet. Yes, you can reverse diabetes. Yep. Vicky, you grow tomatoes and I'm gluten-free. I eat mostly paleo most of the time. Awesome. I don't know Brazil nut. Don't know that. I slept with my, okay. Nice. So looks like we got here I'm trying to block, guys. So there we go. Maybe I need some help from you guys. Love homegrown tomatoes. Yep, me too. Me too. So anyways, and actually you guys, I think I posted it in our Facebook group, or at least on Facebook, that I, again, was being interviewed by a friend of mine who is a big vegan advocate. And hey, Sharon. And let's see here. I'm trying to read here your chats. Yes. Okay, great. Selenium in Brazil nuts. Okay, good. Yes. That's excellent. Organic. There you go. Homegrown tomatoes from seeds. There we go. Right? That's what we should be doing, my friends. Right back to basics. Grow our own food. It's also it's a really good mindfulness practice. Teaches us to be patient, right? Because most things don't happen overnight, right? And we want a quick fix. And so when we make our own food, it puts things into perspective. Oh, it actually takes, time to make changes, for things to shift, to things to grow, right? Hey, friend, if you're new here, please say hello. Please introduce yourself. We're glad you're here with us. So, but like what I was saying, I did an interview with my friend and activist, Laura, and so she is doing another vegan summit, and that's starting tomorrow, I believe. So if you're interested, in hearing more about food and veganism. And actually this time around, what I loved about her interview was that she had everybody, you know, share some very practical things about changes in food and how to change. Because when we first start, it's hard to know how to make some of those changes. So she's trying to make it as helpful as possible. So how are you doing, Sharon? Good to see you, friend. Good to see you. Yeah, and then last thing about food, of course, you know, because so many of us, part of, you know, healing after long-term abuse or trauma is that the stress that it impacts our body with, right? And stress impacts our body often after a long term. We can't sustain the toxic stress. So our body starts to break down, which then means inflammation in the body. And so we can help our body to stay healthier by being mindful of what it is that we're eating and what we're putting into our body. You and Sue, so a vegan. Okay. Yep, I hear you, Vicky. I hear you. I hear you. So with that, we're going to turn to our topic today. Are we guys ready? Are we ready? Of course you are. But today we are on day 28. And so for those who are new or watching, our friends here have made a comment on the page of the day that I've posted in our Facebook group. And so I'm going to read for you guys kind of what we call the truth of the day. And then there's a couple questions. So, hey, is that you, Chrisanne, over here? Hey, friend. Good to see you. So if you aren't listening to your body, right? If we aren't listening to our body, to our heart, and to our inner child, who is? Right? When you were a child, it was someone else's job to take care of you, listen to you, right? Tend to your needs. Now it's your job, right? As we are adults now, it's our responsibility. But it's also a great gift as an adult, realizing that you can give yourself now what you need. We don't have to wait any longer for someone else to do it. So check in with yourself several times each day to become aware of what's going inside of you, right? We talk a lot about that here. Most of us, most people, most humans, we are on autopilot, right? We are just going through the motion, most people. And we are so habitual, right? 90% of what we did yesterday, we're going to repeat today, and we will repeat again tomorrow unless we stop and are intentional about, okay, I'm right here, right now. How am I going to respond? What am I going to say? How am I really feeling? So, all right, I'm leaning in a little bit. Hey, Chrisanne. So can you guys, we can block just everywhere we go, there are trolls, right, guys? All right, Sharon. Gardening and growing food is super triggering. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you're here with us. Glad you're with us. Trying to catch up with your chats here. So, but based on what I was saying, also a lot of that automatic response, right, comes from our trauma, comes from our defense system, our neurobiology, your body, your nervous system, your brain. It's all hardwired to protect you, to keep you safe, right? So that's the first thing. Yes, please, Lori. Please, you guys, you have my permission. Block away. Yeah, just don't block each other. There you go, Sharon. Lots of snow going on there, right? So not much growing right now. I hear you, my friend. I hear you. So, right, but part of our past was also no one showed us how to slow down and actually, right, listen, or even ask for what we need, or did we get the support that we needed? Or did someone stop and ask, what it was that we needed and showed us what that looked like, to be heard, to be seen, to be validated? Yes, my friends, please go ahead and block away. Yep, no. Hey, Minnie, I'm glad you're here. Of course, we won't block you. We won't block our friends. So glad that you're here. So, right, no one may have listened to you when you were a child, but now we can be a loving listener to ourselves, right? This aspect of self-care is such an important part of our healing journey, right? Exactly. To be heard, seen, and validated. What is that? I hear you, my friend. I hear you. You are certainly not alone in that, right? I know what that looks like and sounds like. And my friend Kevin is right here meowing. He can clearly hear my son just got home. But like this little girl, my 6-year-old self, she did not know what it was like to be seen, heard, and validated or loved, right? Exactly. Yes. All right, guys, you're blocking away. So, but that's what we're here to learn now, right? To support each other in recognizing that now that we're grown-ups, right? Now that we're here with these adult bodies, there's something we can do about it. And this starts with becoming mindful and listening to our hearts, our bodies, and our feelings, right? So the 2 questions today: what is going on inside you right now? And when you ask your wounded inner child about it, what does your child say? So I'm going to look up your comments here, my friends. Let's see here. So please give me a heads up if I can share your comments. I see Chris-Ann. Thank you, Vicky. We will not be stopped by trolls. Just ignore them. Yep. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Chris-Ann. Thank you, Rob, for giving me a heads up that I can share your comments. Let's see here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Chris-Ann shared with us, today has been a very mixed emotional day. Not really sure where I am at, where I am. I try so hard to start out okay. My heart is hurting and I'm not sure why. I just want to cry. Hey, my friend, I am so sorry that your heart is hurting. That is a hard place to be. We are with you, my friend. We are with you. We are with you, my friend. And sometimes we have to just be gentle and remind ourselves it's okay to cry. It's okay to have those feelings. So we are sending you lots of love, lots of hugs, my friend. Because that's it, right? That's your inner child inside trying to get your attention. She's showing you that she's sad, that her, she needs some attending to. And that's their way. That's their way. And I can't tell you how many times I've ended up, right, just in the shower, just letting the tears run, or I've been hugging my little self and just telling myself, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And actually, I wrote a blog today that's going out tomorrow. I posted a couple weeks ago, maybe it was even just a week ago, about that inner child work, about comforting ourselves, holding ourselves as we sob and cry. And when we can hold ourselves and just to let us, whisper to ourselves, it's okay, it's gonna be okay, you're okay, you got this, I got you, I got you, I got you. So together here, Chrisanne. Yes, Vicky. We'll post it tomorrow. So take a look at it and let me know what you think. I hear you, Michelle. I hear you. It can still be really difficult to cry, right? Again, that's kind of the bind that we sometimes feel because we resisted showing, our feelings or being vulnerable because that wasn't even safe, right? And our way to survive was to be strong, right? To be tough and not to show our vulnerability. So it can feel like we're fighting our own selves when we are leaning into working on getting in touch with our feelings and showing our tears. So I hear you, my friend Michelle. Chrisanne goes on to say, my inner child would desperately like to be heard and recognized. She needs some love. Well, I'm telling you, my friend Chrisanne, she can feel you. She can hear you. She can feel your love. She knows that you're doing the best you can. She knows. And Chrisanne goes on to say, I've had some pretty crappy, sad dreams, and she is feeling that she needs to be seen and heard. I hear you, my friend. I hear you. I hear you. Yep, you are in a group hug here. Thanks, Rob. Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you for sharing and thank you for being so vulnerable and letting us know, right? And trust me, my friend, she can hear you. She can hear you. Group hug. Group hug. So thank you for sharing, Chrisanne. Sue goes on to share with us. There you go. I'm loving the group hug, bear hug. You guys are so sweet. Sue says here, this morning when I checked in, I felt excited yet very apprehensive. At almost last minute, I had arranged to drive down to visit Rob, but I had no idea how that would go, how I'd cope with the drive, what was going to happen, and my little one was scared. Hey, there you are, Wanda. Hey, friend. Sue goes on to say she likes to know exactly what's going to happen and have everything arranged. Who else? Who details, right? Know where to go, what time you're gonna meet, what's gonna happen, where you're going, all right? What time? So I hear you, Sue. I hear you, my friend. And she goes on to say, I am home now and checking in. I feel somewhat tired, but happy and contented after a really good day. Yes, thank you, Sue. Thank you for those lovely pictures. Yep, right, Vicky, we gotta have that control. And she says, and I think I can feel my inner child chuckling. Aw, that really warmed my heart, Sue. Right? Is that your inner child? She's laughing at you. Right? That was so sweet. So sweet. Right? You managed. We did it. You did it without knowing every possible scenario, everything that was going to happen or would not happen, right? And you had a good time. You had a good time. That's beautiful. Beautiful. So proud of you. Yes. I think she enjoyed going out to play. Yes. How about that, right? I mean, how many of us, right, were cheated out of time where we could go out and be innocent and just play, right? Especially in nature, right? I've shared with you guys, I think that's so many ways I retreated into nature, escaped, hid, right? Loved growing up as just, I would grab my dogs and get out of my house, get the heck out of my house, rain or shine. I'd be out there climbing those mountains around my house. And sometimes that's when I was up on a mountain, you know, the tears would come and I wouldn't even know why, but just could feel a relief. I was safe in nature. So I'm happy for you, Sue. She got to play. Yes, exactly. Right, Sue? Just lovely to be with someone else who gets it. Right? Right? I spent hours walking the dog in wilderness and I didn't realize why. Exactly, Rob. Right? And I hear you, Sue. Exactly. Right? You guys being together out in nature, just enjoying each other's company, right? Being silly. The dogs were my best friends. Yep. Yes, those fur babies, right? Right, gotta love those fur babies, those little angels. Yep, we don't have to be on guard, Rob. Yes, Sue, I'm so glad that you recognized that, right? As much maybe as you were anxious about going, right? But once you were there, you recognized the comfort of just being in the company of someone who understands, and you don't have to pretend, right? To put on a face or a mask or pretend to be something you're not. So that's perfect, right? Because we have to practice what we practice here and we do in our work, in our healing work. We have to go out into the real world and practice. Practice being our authentic self with other people out in the world and see what happens. So beautiful, Sue. Awesome. I'm so happy for you guys. So happy for you guys. Let's see here. So thank you, Sue. All right, Rob. Let's see here. Rob says, pretty fraught in places inside, but still focus on the green shoots of recovery. Shouts to Sue, similar to her. I should have been tripping out at the last minute link ups. Onus was on me to plan every second, what to talk about, where to go, blah, blah. I just soothed the little wounded youth and just went with the flow. Checking in by saying, Sue's one of us. It's okay. Didn't plan anything and focused on just being. Beautiful. Beautiful, Rob. But isn't it amazing, right, Rob? Right? Just the simple act of you acknowledging, you know, your body, or whispering to yourself or your little boy inside, right? Once you feel the anxiety or that uncertainty and that, right, what's going to happen, you can self-soothe, you can self-regulate, right? You can come back to yourself and, you know, kind of use the little, you know, the cognitive behavioral, right? Talk to yourself first. Stay engaged in your mind. That's the top-down approach, keeping our brain online. Stay connected, using our cognitive abilities to not slide back into the part of our brain that will take over into fight or flight or expect the worst, right? But you stayed with it. You talked to your little boy. You did, right, what you all needed all along, right? Someone to comfort you, someone to assure you, someone that noticed, someone that just noticed how you were feeling. Beautiful, beautiful, my friend. What a gift. What a gift to each other here. All right, so we got Vicky and Lori. You guys are close to each other? An hour or so? Oh my goodness. That's awesome. There you go, Rob, right? We all saw Sue's post. So I felt friendship, support, override my anxiety, and beauty of community. That is beautiful. I love that. Awesome, guys. Vicky and Lori, there you go. So far apart, but yet so close. Yes, Rob, having fallen apart like that, there was no need to hide. Yes, Sue, but you were so courageous, my friend. Being authentic, right? Once you're in touch with those feelings, right, good or bad, once you're in touch with them, I mean, you guys, I cry in front of you all the time. It's what I do best. So I was just proud of you, Sue. Proud of you on so many levels for just being real about where you were at, and you accepted our support. You know, we couldn't fix it for you, but we got to sit with you. We just sat with you and sent you loves. Sent you loves. You're funny, Rob. Yes. You felt you were with like-minded people where you felt safe. Exactly. And that's so much of it, my friends. We don't show our authentic self if we don't feel safe. That's the number one thing that I teach people around TRE, with tension and trauma release, when we're coming back to the wisdom of our bodies. It's that your body will not tremor, do what it naturally does. Tremoring is like crying. There's something inside that is shaking, right? You will not do it if you don't feel safe. So it's okay that we don't blast into tears everywhere, right? Or that I go into my tremors everywhere. I'm actually pretty comfortable with it right now, but because we have to feel safe. And it's important that we check in with ourselves first, right? That's our job as adults in this grown-up body now. No, I got you. Oh, okay. Your gut feeling. What's going on here? What am I tuning into? Don't feel safe? Okay. Let's do a reality check. What's really going on here? That's our job. Make sure that all those parts feel safe and protected. And I'm with Sue here, Rob. I want to see or catch up after the meetup with Norm. Right, Sue? I know, my friend. I know, Sue. I know. And we are so grateful for you. We're so grateful for you. So grateful for you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see here. Vicky shares with us. And as I'm looking at Vicky's share, I'm also looking at the picture. Oh, Norm was busy. All right. Hey, Karen. Hey, friend. And I'm looking at the picture on Facebook of Rob hugging a tree. That's a keeper, Rob, that picture. That's a big brother you were hugging there. Love it, love it. So, Vicky, I think you said I could go ahead and share. Vicky, do you mind just giving me a heads up again? Awesome, thank you. Sharon says, I tend to isolate when I really need support. I feel broken, not sure why I can't reach out. Hey, my friend Sue, Sharon, what I want to remind you, my friend, is that it's normal. It's normal that we want to isolate when we are hurting, because that's what your trauma does. That's what your biology is telling you. It's telling you, it shuts you down, right? It takes your brain offline. We don't have access to understanding, logic, reasoning, all the wisdom that we already have up here. We go into retreat, fight, flight, or freeze, right? Or collapse. And all of that is just to minimize exposure, right? What do I have to do to get away from the pain or avoid whatever this is as quickly as possible? Right? We retreat into ourselves. So be gentle with yourself. Understand there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. Thank you, Rob, right? Rob is saying here, me too, Sharon. I still haven't been able to look. I hear you, Rob, right? And then when we do that, part of it is also when we isolate like that, we go into our old patterns, our old habits. I hear you, Rob, right? And with those old habits and those old patterns and those old thinking, it's like, what's wrong with me? We go into what's wrong with me, right? And we go into being critical of ourselves. We go into judging ourselves. We go into guilt. We go into shame. And then we're just feeding that shame, the toxins that get pumped into our nervous system. Again, here we go again. We did something wrong. We must be bad, right? Whew, right? Anybody relate to this cycle here? Whew, 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 boom, 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 boom. Yes, exactly. So my friend Sharon, celebrate the fact that you see it, that you know it. All right, my friend, but I'm so glad that you're here with us now. We see you, we hear you, and you are not alone. Yep, too many years, exactly. So this, and I cannot emphasize this enough. I think you guys have seen my sticky notes. I'm definitely bringing lots of stickies to Texas because I think you guys need to see them. I have a slew of stickies that I've written with all the negative things that I think about myself or used to think about myself. And then on the other side of it, there's a strategy, right? So also on my bathroom mirror for such a long time, I would draw what kind of looked like a brain because it helped me to understand what was happening in my brain. And then the mantra to understand that my thinking leads to my feelings, that leads to my actions. And so if I found myself isolating or withdrawing, I would track back to what was I feeling before I started isolating, right? Go back to what was I feeling? Okay, chances I was feeling crappy about me. I was feeling shame. I was feeling guilt. And if I track it even back further, I would go back to my thoughts, right? And what, like I said, the thinking there's something wrong with me, right? Always alone, but not isolated. I hear you, Sharon. I hear you, Sharon. And the other thing I've done, you know, and recommended to many of you and regularly put up for myself on my phone is that throughout the day, yes, exactly. Throughout the day, I will have my phone, my alarm ring. And on my phone, I was like, where's my phone? I'm looking at it. All right. I would have my phone ring. And when it rings, it comes up, my alarm message would be, are you loving, connected, and present? So throughout the day, like that was going to be my support as of today, is to remind us what's our strategy to begin to learn to listen to ourselves a little more. Put those sticky notes around you because when we need them the most, we won't always remember, right? So have it out there. Move it around every now and then so it becomes a new place to look for to read. I love to have things on my bathroom mirror, so I'll see it the minute I step out of the shower. It's right there, right? So when I'm drying myself or drying my hair, I'm looking at it. But the loving, connected presence. And the loving means I'm doing the opposite of judging myself, like the what puts that old habit, that inner dialogue about what's wrong with you, right? You're stupid, you're broken. That was my repeated theme. I would go into, okay, instead of judging myself, am I being loving and kind with myself, right? Am I being loving? Am I being kind to myself? And then from that, you know, loving and then connected, right? That's a reminder to myself, am I isolating or am I reaching out? Connected. We need each other to be connected. And sometimes connecting to something outside of us helps us to connect to something inside of ourselves. And when we connect outside of ourselves, we reactivate that part of our brain, right? That's social engagement. Once people respond to us outside of ourselves, it brings us back online. So why do I keep messing up? Why do I think the way I do? Again, Vicky, it is because we have trained for a long time. Some of us for decades. I trained this way for decades, right? To just survive, just make it through the day, right? It is exactly, so it becomes a habit. It becomes a habit, and 90% of our habits, we are not even thinking about them. Like that's some of the good about, you know, keeping this body safe. But then again, that's part of our healing, is to understand what is habitual. What is that habitual thinking? And that's why we have to choose like one habit at a time. One habit at a time. One thinking, you know, what one thought at a time almost. And because often if we kind of, hey, Erica, hey, friend, when we drill it down, it usually boils down to just very few basic unmet needs, but they can show up a little differently for us at different times. So Rob says here, inner critic, thought patterns, right? Negative self-beliefs, all can be challenged. Exactly. CBT, right? With added love. Exactly. And that's where I've shared with you guys those flashcards that I carried in my purse for a while before technology, right? Both to help remind ourselves, I learned to be this way, I'm learning to be different. I learned to be this way, I'm learning to be different. I learned to be this way, I'm learning to be different. CBT is cognitive behavioral therapy. So basically retraining this meaning-making machine that we have right here, right? Instead of letting it run free and making meaning negative meaning, we can help it by choosing positive meanings that helps us to lift us up instead of putting us down, right? So, and then the last piece, the self-compassion piece, is by loving and connected and present, meaning being mindful, like being mindful in this moment, moment by moment, right? And when we're present and mindful in the moment, we are less likely to, you know, over-identify with our hurt, with our negative beliefs, negative thoughts. But when we're present in the moment, we can come back to, ooh, I'm having a hard moment, right? Or I'm having a hard day. These are painful feelings that I'm feeling. This is part of the human condition. This is part of healing, is feeling those feelings. Reach out, reach out, reach out. Yes, Lori, exactly, exactly. Awesome, Rob. Thank you, friend. So let me share here. Vicky shared with us her comments today. Where right now I'm a bit nervous on my upcoming trip, staying with my mom and seeing my family. Awesome, Vicky. I am happy to hear that. She's also saying, I keep playing all these what if scenarios in my mind and how I will answer or respond. Usually it ends up with me really crying, and I have to remind myself that it's a daydream and not really happening. But the truth is, I don't know what's going to happen, and that not knowing has me nervous. I hear you, my friend. I know it's her that's really scared in there. I hear you, my friend. I hear you. And she knows, she knows that you are noticing, that you're paying attention, and that's so important, my friend. And then you go on here and saying, exactly, not knowing is the hardest part, right, Sue? Exactly. And Vicky goes on here and says she would say that I'm going to be okay, that these things may or may not happen, but to remember it's not you. So she longs for validation from them, acceptance, to really feel their love. But if it's the same and nothing changed, we're going to be, I have to lean in here. But if it's the same and nothing has changed, we're going to be fine. We're learning to love and validate us for ourselves. She's telling me to breathe and to keep learning. Wow, that's beautiful, Vicky. You have a very wise inner child, right? She also knows. She also knows, my friend. And I think it's very helpful. Any feedback, my friends, any suggestions that you can give to Vicky, like what has worked for you when you have gone and seen family, right? When we have that longing. Is that right? It's so important that we can remind our little inner child, it's like, I'm sorry, baby girl, right? It's not their job to love you anymore. It's my job to love you. It is my job to protect you. It's my job to keep you safe, right? And you can even offer her to, to stay home, right? If she wants to stay home, if that feels safer to her, right? And promise that you're going to keep her safe, right? Keep her in the, maybe in the room where you'll be staying, right? She doesn't have to go and be around all those people if that doesn't feel safe to her, right? Hold your ground with love, right? So, exactly. Maybe you find a way to remind her that she can just stay with you in your heart where she is safe. And you're going to do your best to make sure that nobody hurts her. Because no matter what these people do here, you love her. You accept her, right? No matter what she says or do, you love her. That's all we can do, right? Come back to her. It's like, hey, baby girl. I hear you, Lori. Most of us have one or two people where this is hard, right? For me, it's my twin sister. So there you go. Like that's where my little girl just jumps up and wants to, run and be with her. And I'm like, hey, baby girl. I'm sorry. Sorry, right? Exactly. What they do and say is about them, and it doesn't change who you are. And that was another important mantra for me, of one of those things that I had on my flashcards that I would read over and over and over again, is that what people do is to meet their needs. They're not doing things, or, what people do they aren't actively doing something against me, but they are doing something to meet their needs, not necessarily what I want. So it helped me to really hold that close to my heart too. Awesome. I try to be friends with my mom. If she does better than that, yippee. If not, but I'm not surprised if she fails. Yes, I hear you. That's right. A relationship is a two-way, not all my responsibility. Exactly. Family is a meeting of all the inner childs. Yes. So put her safely in the back and be the loving adult. Yep. That's beautiful, Rob. That is so beautiful, right? And to remind ourselves is that I'm enough. She's enough, right? You don't have to do anything to prove yourself, right? And whatever was done to you, it wasn't your fault, right? You are more than enough, right here, right now, and deserve to be treated with kindness and with respect, right? And do our best to show up as grounded, loving but firm, loving but firm adult. So Beautiful, my friends. Well, I drew a card for us, and like always, it's always perfect. It is always perfect. Did I get everybody, by the way? I'm going back through the group here, making sure I got everybody's comments. Please shout out if I skipped anybody. I think I got everybody. But today, the card are, yes, boundaries are love, and that's it. Yes, Wanda's here. I think she's just watching today, and that's okay. I don't see sharing a comment today, but I want to share with you guys the card. And thank you, Sue. Love is a boundary. Love is a boundary. But the card I got for us today is one day she woke up and decided we are grateful for you too, Vicky. One day she woke up and decided she was worthy. She was worthy. Right? Isn't that lovely? I just love these cards. They always show up perfect. That would be your sticky. There you go, Rob. We are worthy all the way. Exactly. We're here. We're here. Of course we're worthy, or we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here. So write yourself a big heart on your bathroom mirror, my friend. There she is, Wanda. To remind yourself, right? You are loved, you are seen, you are heard. And we are so grateful for you. We celebrate you today and every day, my friends. You belong right here, right here, right? With all of us, with all of us. Well, with that, my friends, thank you, thank you, thank you for your beautiful sharing, for being here, for the love and support and encouragement that you give to each other today and every day. Yes. Yes, my friend Wanda. Yeah, it gets a little quiet around here when you're not around, Wanda. You're welcome, Lori. You're welcome, my friends. You're welcome, welcome, welcome. Take good care of yourselves. Be gentle. Be gentle with your hearts and with your bodies, right? Remember, you already have everything that you need to heal and restore. You do, my friend. And we're just here to be a gentle and loving reminder for you. You got this. You got this. So thanks again, my friends. Thanks for being here. And of course, if this conversation was helpful to you, right, please give me a thumbs up, right, for anybody who's watching the replay, or hearts on Periscope, right? Share with a comment. I appreciate you guys, appreciate you all. I'll be back here on Wednesday. Until then, hope your week is going well, and I'll see you next time. Yes, I love that idea, Lori and Vicky, that you guys meet up. That you guys meet up since you're not too far from each other. What a great idea. All right, my friends. Good night, everyone. I'll see you on Wednesday.